Steam is packed with co-op games, but finding the ones that are actually fun to play with friends is a different story. So today I've put together 10 co-op games that really stand out, from chaotic survival and tactical shooters to unique adventures that just hit different when you play them together. And let's start with Ember. If you've ever wanted to fight fires with your friends, but in the most chaotic and hilarious way possible, this game is exactly that. Ember throws you into burning buildings where everything is going wrong at the same time, and your job is to save people, grab valuables, and somehow not burn down with the place. At first it feels simple. You run in, put out fires, carry people to safety. But very quickly everything turns into pure chaos. Floors collapse, explosions go off, visibility drops, and suddenly your entire team is panicking and yelling while trying to figure out what to do next. The co-op is where the game really shines. One friend is spraying water everywhere, another is breaking windows, someone is carrying a client the wrong way, and somehow you're all still trying to complete the mission. It creates those perfect moments where everything goes wrong, but that's exactly what makes it fun. If you enjoy chaotic co-op games where teamwork quickly turns into laughter, Ember is an easy pick to start this list. And next up we have Crime Boss, Rocky City. If you're into heists, shootouts, and that classic crime movie vibe, this one brings a surprisingly fun co-op experience. Crime Boss drops you into a world of robberies, bank jobs, and turf wars, where you and your friends are basically building your own criminal empire from the ground up. Each mission feels like a small story. One moment you're quietly sneaking through a building, trying not to alert anyone, and the next everything goes loud and turns into a full-on firefight. And that shift from stealth to chaos is where the game really shines, especially in co-op. Playing with friends makes every job more dynamic. You can split roles, cover each other, plan your approach, or just completely improvise when things go wrong, which they usually do. Someone misses a shot, an alarm goes off, and suddenly you're all scrambling to survive and escape with whatever you can carry. There's also a progression system with weapons, perks, and different characters, so each run feels a bit different. And while it has that AAA presentation with voice acting and cinematic moments, it doesn't take itself too seriously, which makes it even more fun with friends. If you like games where every mission can either go perfectly or fall apart in seconds, this one delivers that co-op chaos really well. Before we jump into the next game, if you're anything like me, you've probably seen a huge Steam discount and thought,
yeah, this looks like a great deal.
But sometimes it's actually not the lowest price. That's where Starfish Deals comes in. It's a super simple website that lets you instantly check if a deal is actually worth buying. You can see the historical lowest price, spot fake discounts, and even find trending deals that other players are picking up right now. What I like is that you don't have to scroll through a bunch of sites anymore. Just open it, hit view more, go to browse game deals, and you'll immediately see what's actually worth your money. It's also a great way to find underrated games while they're still cheap, which is perfect for videos like this. So yeah, if you want to make sure you're not overpaying during Steam sales, definitely check the link in the description. And then we have Log Riders. This one is way more simple on the surface, but don't let that fool you, it gets competitive really fast. Log Riders puts you on a floating log, racing down wild rivers while trying to stay balanced, avoid obstacles, and not get completely wiped out. The controls are easy to pick up, but staying in control is a whole different story. You're constantly adjusting your position, reacting to sharp turns, jumps, and random chaos in the environment. And the moment you think you've got it, something hits you out of nowhere and sends you straight into the water. In co-op, it becomes even better. You're racing side by side with your friends, bumping into each other, messing up their balance, and trying to be the last one still standing. It turns into this perfect mix of skill and pure chaos, where anything can happen at any moment. Some rounds are clean and smooth, and others are just complete disasters, where everyone falls within seconds. And honestly, those are usually the funniest ones. If you're looking for something light, fast, and super easy to jump into with friends, Log Riders is one of those games that can instantly turn into a competition. Next up, we have Void Train. This one feels like a survival adventure, but with a really unique twist. You and your friends are riding a train through a strange, endless void filled with floating islands, weird creatures, and resources drifting through the air. At the start, it's just a small, simple train, but as you play, you slowly turn it into a moving base. You're crafting new modules, upgrading engines, adding storage, defenses, and everything you need to survive the journey. And all of this is happening while the world around you keeps getting more dangerous. The co-op here works perfectly because everyone always has something to do. One person is steering the train, someone is gathering resources with a hook, another is crafting or managing upgrades, and someone is watching out for enemies. It creates this really satisfying teamwork loop where everything just clicks together. And then there are moments where things get intense. Enemy attacks, environmental hazards, or just running low on resources can quickly turn a calm ride into a stressful situation. But that's exactly what makes it fun with friends, because you're constantly adapting and helping each other out. If you like survival games with progression, exploration, and a really unique setting, Void Train is one of those co-op experiences that feels different from everything else. And next up we have Reanimal. If you're into darker atmospheric co-op experiences, this one hits very differently. Reanimal drops you and your friend into a twisted world full of disturbing creatures, eerie environments, and that constant feeling that something is watching you. You're not just running around fighting everything you see. A lot of the game is about exploration, solving environmental puzzles, and trying to survive while staying close to each other. And that's where the co-op really stands out. You're constantly relying on your partner, whether it's figuring out where to go next or helping each other get through dangerous sections. The atmosphere does most of the work here. It's quiet, tense, and sometimes straight up unsettling. One moment you're walking through a dark area with barely any light, and the next something moves in the distance and both of you just freeze for a second. Those shared moments hit way harder when you're playing together. It's not chaotic like some of the other games on this list. It's slower, more focused, and built around immersion, but that's exactly why it stands out. If you want a co-op experience that feels unique, emotional, and a bit creepy in the best way, Reanimal is definitely one to keep on your radar. And then we have Dark Hours. If you like co-op games where everything can fall apart at any moment, this one brings that tension right from the start. Dark Hours throws you and your friends into dangerous situations where stealth, coordination, and quick decisions actually matter. Most of the time you're trying to stay quiet, move carefully, and avoid making mistakes, but the game doesn't make that easy. The environment feels hostile, visibility is limited, and there's always this pressure that something is about to go wrong. And when it does go wrong, everything escalates fast. What started as a careful, controlled plan suddenly turns into panic. You're running, calling out to your teammates, trying to regroup, and just survive whatever is chasing you. Those moments are intense, and they hit way harder in co-op. Every player has a role, and teamwork makes a huge difference. If one person messes up, the whole situation can spiral, but if you communicate and stay coordinated, pulling off a clean run feels incredibly satisfying. It's one of those games where you're constantly on edge, but that's exactly what makes it so fun with friends. Next up we have Treasure Hunters. If you're in the mood for something more relaxed but still exciting with friends, this one hits that sweet spot. Treasure Hunters is all about exploring mysterious locations, searching for hidden loot, and trying to get out before things go wrong. At first it feels calm. You're walking through ruins, checking corners, picking up valuable items, and figuring out the layout, but the deeper you go, the more tension starts to build. You never really know what's waiting ahead, and that uncertainty keeps things interesting the whole time. In co-op it becomes way more fun. You're splitting up to cover more ground, calling out what you find, deciding what's worth taking, and when it's time to leave. And of course there's always that one moment where someone gets greedy, pushes too far, and suddenly the whole team has to deal with the consequence. It creates this great balance between chill exploration and unexpected chaos. Some runs are smooth and profitable, and others turn into a last-second escape where everyone is just trying to make it out alive. If you enjoy games where teamwork, risk, and a bit of greed all mix together, Treasure Hunters is a really fun co-op experience to jump into. And then we have SWAT Commander. If you're looking for something more tactical and grounded, this one is all about precision and teamwork. SWAT Commander puts you and your squad into high-risk situations where every move matters, and rushing in without a plan is the fastest way to fail. Most missions are built around clearing buildings, rescuing hostages, and dealing with threats in a controlled way. You're checking corners, opening doors carefully, using equipment, and communicating every step. It's slow, methodical, and really satisfying when everything goes according to plan. But of course, things don't always go smoothly. One wrong move, one missed angle, and suddenly the whole situation turns chaotic. Shots start going off, teammates are calling out targets, and you're trying to regain control before it's too late. Those moments feel intense, especially when you're relying on your friends to have your back. Co-op is where the game truly shines. Everyone has a role, whether it's leading the entry, covering angles, or handling specific tasks. When your team is coordinated, it feels incredibly rewarding, like you actually pulled off a real operation. If you enjoy tactical shooters where communication and teamwork are everything, SWAT Commander delivers a really solid co-op experience. Next up we have RV. There Yet this one is all about the journey, and things start going wrong almost immediately. RV There Yet throws you and your friends into a road trip where your only goal is simple: keep the vehicle running and somehow make it to your destination. But of course it's never that easy. The RV constantly breaks down, parts fall apart, and you're stuck fixing things on the fly while the road keeps throwing new problems at you. One moment you're just driving normally, and the next you're scrambling to repair something before everything completely falls apart. Playing with friends is where it really shines. One person is trying to steer, someone else is fixing the engine, another is running around looking for parts, and nobody really has full control of what's going on. It creates those perfect moments where everything everything is going wrong, but somehow you're still moving forward. There's also that constant balance between keeping the RV alive and actually progressing. If your team isn't working together, things break fast, but once everyone starts syncing up, it feels surprisingly smooth and really satisfying. It's one of those games that turns a simple idea into a chaotic co-op experience that's perfect for playing with friends and just having fun. And finally, we have John Carpenter's Toxic Commando. If you want something loud, chaotic, and packed with action, this one goes all in. Toxic Commando throws you and your squad into a world overrun by zombies where the only real plan is simple: survive and destroy everything in your way. Right from the start, it feels intense. You're blasting through waves of enemies, using heavy weapons, abilities, and vehicles, while everything around you is trying to tear your team apart. It has that classic co-op shooter energy where things are constantly escalating and there's barely a moment to breathe. Playing with friends makes it even better. You're covering each other, reviving teammates, coordinating abilities, and trying to hold your ground when the game starts throwing bigger and tougher enemies at you. And when everything lines up, those moments feel incredibly satisfying. There's also a strong arcade feel to it. Explosions, chaos, over-the-top action. It doesn't try to slow you down, it just keeps pushing more enemies at you and lets you enjoy the madness with your squad. If you're a fan of games like Left 4 Dead or World War Z, this one brings that same co-op energy with a fresh style and a lot of personality. Thanks a lot for watching, and a huge thanks to everyone who's been supporting the channel. We're already close to 9,000 subscribers, and I'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and helped us reach that milestone. I appreciate every single one of you. I'll see you in the next video.